with the Knicks. Good bloodlines in that family when it comes to basketball. Hits both free throw attempts. James already with 6 points on the night as the Explosion leads 17-9. 4.5 minutes to go, first quarter of play. Lechtenberg gonna catch it out on the elbow, misses. Nice offensive rebound there and the putback. That's Jake Carlisle under the boards getting the offensive rebound and the putback. 4 points for Carlisle as Miller's gonna bring it up for the Explosion. Out to guard Lechtenberg. Miller gonna take him off dribble into the lane. Tries the tough runner, can't get it to go. Explosion with it at half court. Explosion trailing by 6 here in the first quarter. Nice little runner into the lane. Sweet move there by Kevin Bloodshaw. Miller gonna stop, pop, hit the three. Nice shot there by Miller. Miller, a fast starter in the first couple of games this year, hit a few threes in the early going. Lechtenberg gonna respond with a three of his own though. Miller gonna take it straight to the hole, tries to leave it for James. Nice defense there though, as Miller's gonna help up the Volcano player who hit the deck. Back on the offensive end, Lechtenberg feeling it in the early going, his third three-pointer. Lechtenberg 3 of 4 from behind the arc, providing exactly what he is supposed to do off the bench. He's got 9 points. He is the silent assassin that comes in and gets it done for the Volcanoes. He gets the Volcanoes back to within 1. However, once again, the Explosion still lead this one 20-19. 3:30 to go here in the first. We'll be back after the timeout. Coming out of the timeout, Explosion lead 20-19 here in the early going. A brief history between these two teams. Last year they played twice, once in the regular season. The Explosion knocked off the Volcanoes 139-94, led behind a team high 31 from Watts. That's Jamal Miller with the three. Miller 2 of 2 from behind the arc now. Back to the season or the series history between these two games. The Explosion ended the Volcanoes season last year, knocking them off 145-114 in the playoffs. Keller with the ball on the wing now. Looks like he travels with that one. Turnover. Ball goes over to the Volcanoes. Tyner back into the game for the Volcanoes. Also during that last timeout, subbing in for the Explosion, that's Robert Bishop, number 6. He's guarding, I believe that's number 30, Gary Muzzy. Muzzy, he's fouled. Bucket can't go though, doesn't get the bucket to go. Gonna get 2 free throw attempts out of this one. 4th team foul in the first quarter for the Explosion. Muzzy hits the front end of 2. Into the game, number 3, Chris Weekly, gonna give Chris Keller a breather. Weekly, can't say enough about his shooting here in the early going this season, averaging 20.5 points off the bench so far. He leads all bench scorers for the Explosion. Muzzy gets both free throw attempts to go, and the Explosion lead 23-21. Jumper by James, nice little friendly bounce there. He gets the bucket to go down. 8 for James, and he is hot in the early going for the Explosion. Ball centered down low. Hartman's got it, guarded by Weekly. A little bit of a size mismatch right there, though. It's a 6'7" Hartman's guarded by the 6'3" Weekly. He goes up and over Weekly. And Hartman, excuse me, that's his first bucket. Ball kicked out. Watts trying to drive into the lane. Gonna try a 12-footer, misses though, and Hartman rips down the rebound. Volcanoes trying to tie it up at 25 here. Tyner, nice move into the lane, misses it though. Follow shot there by Carlisle. Chris Weekly comes down with the defensive rebound though. Good defensive rebound there by Weekly in traffic of Volcano players. Looks like that pass was tipped off of a Volcano's player hand. And with 14 on the shot clock, the Explosion will keep possession. However, Vancouver's going to use their first quarter timeout right here, and so will we. 25-23, 1:49 to go in the first quarter. Explosion lead. Back at the Monroe Sports Arena coming out of the timeout, and once again, the Vancouver Volcanoes playing in their first game of the 2008 IBL season, trying to get a win on the board tonight against the Snohomish County Explosion. The Explosion sit atop of the standings, the West standings that is. They're 2-0. Bellingham at the bottom, 0-1. They beat them last week in a tight battle. Once again coming away 116-106. Explosion got the win in a tight ball game. Watts has it now, dribbling to his right. Gonna try to go baseline. He's guarded by Troop. Troop, nice defensive play there by Troop. 1 on the shot clock. Had to get it off, couldn't do so. Turnover by the Explosion. Great defensive possession there for the Volcanoes coming out of the timeout. Exactly what they wanted. Both of them primetime scorers in Watts and Troop. However, both of them getting it done on the defensive end in the first quarter. They're going at it on both ends, driving into the lane. Hartman with a left-handed runner, a no-go. Watts with it now. Watts looking on the wing. Weekly's open. Weekly's going to let it go, of course. Weekly misses long, though, trying to make up for it on the defensive end. Hits the deck. Nice hustle there. Gets back into the lane. Porter Troop drawing contact and the foul. Foul goes against Robert Bishop of the Explosion, his first of the night. To the line, Troop. Troop last year led this team in free throws shot and free throws made as well. That's attempted and made as he gets the first one to go. Shot better than 72% from the line last year. Might be what Troop has to do here in the early going. Tough to come by, or tough bucket to come by. Two free throws down for him. He has 4 now, but he might have to try to drive to the rack, get to the free throw line. It's one thing he's good at doing, which makes him such a great scorer. Under a minute here to go. First quarter. James into the lane, lays it in. James already in double digits here in the first quarter. As the Explosion lead 27-25. 37 ticks to go. Turnover traveling on the Volcanoes. Couple of nice back-to-back possessions here for the Explosion. Looking to increase their lead before the second corner. That's Troop. Comes up with a tip pass. 15 on the shot clock. Watts gonna inbound. Bishop has it now, kicking it back to Watts. Watts thinks about pulling the trigger. Pulls it back down though, 8 on the shot clock. Backing down on Troop, leaves it for James. There he's gonna give it back to him. Tries to get the bank to go, 14 on the clock left. Shot clock off, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter.